the Sea of Galilee. So he was in one of the towns, or he was in one of the cities. There came a man full of leprosy. Pag-usapan natin yung leprosy at the moment. I've been reading some news about it. I've been reading some articles about it. Yung leprosy na alam natin ngayon, o yung tinatawag natin na Hansen's disease, right, is different from the leprosy that's being mentioned in the Old Testament and the New Testament. It's a skin disease, all right, to be sure. Ganun talaga siya. But this one, this thing that's being mentioned in the Old Testament is contagious. Okay, ngayon alam na natin na ang leprosy ay pwedeng ay nagagamot. Okay, yung leprosy nito hindi nagagamot. Walang cure. At least nung time na yon, okay, hindi pa na-invento ang antibiotic. Yung Hansen's disease ngayon, if there's some doctors in the house, yung Hansen's disease, ang sabi nila kung binasyon lang yan ng 3 antibiotic, okay, gagaling na siya. Alright? And 90 to 95% of the time, hindi naman talaga siya contagious. Okay, hindi siya contagious. But this thing, etong leprosy na to, etong leper na ito, okay, iba yung kanyang pinagdadaanan. When Jesus walked here on earth, leprosy was the worst of all plagues. Now, I don't want to remind you with the pandemic that we all went through. Okay? Man, grabe. Okay? Grabe. Kung paano natin yun na-survive. Right? Grabe kung hindi ko ma-imagine na dumaan tayo sa pandemic in our lifetime, na dumaan tayo sa pandemic. But when Jesus walked here on earth, nung dumaan siya dito sa mundo, it was the worst of all plagues. Leprosy was regarded as the most loathsome and terrible of all diseases during that time. It was filthy, it was deadly, and no one recovers. Walang gumagaling sa leprosy. Bakit? Walang cure eh. There's no known cure. Okay, during that time, hindi katulad ngayon na meron tayong mga antibiotics. You know, it attacks the skin, it attacks the nerves, ano pa, yung mucous membrane, so that, okay, yung kanilang mga mukha na misfigure. Okay, it forms lesions on the skin. Nagkakaroon sila ng mga bukol sa skin, nagko-collapse yung ilong. Kumbaga, tumitiklop yung balat mo sa mukha. Dahil wala silang maramdaman, hindi nila alam na yung kanilang mga kamay natanggal na pala, yung kanilang ilong wala na pala, yung kanilang mga daliri sa paa wala na pala kasi hindi nila maramdaman. And the disfigurement that's happening in the body of a leper is, you know, it made them like being greatly feared. Kinatatakutan sila. Ang tingin ng mga tao sa kanila, sinumpa sila ni Lord. Na kung may leprosy ka nung time na yun, yan ay parusa ng Diyos sa'yo dahil sa iyong mga kasalanan. And there's 2 chapters in the Old Testament in the book of Leviticus. Leviticus 13 and 14. Pag uwi mo sa bahay, basahin mo yan ngayon. And it talks about, ano ba ang ginagawa? Ano ba yung batas tungkol sa mga taong may leprosy? Paano ba sila i-handle? Ano ba yung mga restrictions and so on and so forth? 2 chapter ang ginugol, okay, para dito sa leprosy. His disease was incurable, it's socially stigmatizing, and it is viewed as God's punishment for sin. So meron siyang physical consequences, meron siyang psychological consequences, meron siyang social consequences. Now, don't raise your hand. Pero you've experienced being isolated, isn't it? Yung hindi mo makita yung pamilya mo, hindi mo makita yung mga anak mo. You were there at the isolation center, isolation room. How did you feel? Yung tingin ng mga tao sa'yo, because you have that. In the last 3 years, that's all we went through. And the issue is so polarizing as well. Sobrang hirap noon. And this man, okay, parang yung nangyari sa kanya na experience natin. Yung nangyari sa kanya na experience natin. If you are a leper during that time, you are an outcast. Ibig sabihin, hindi ka pwedeng makisalamuha sa mga, hindi ka pwedeng pumunta sa ganitong pagtitipon. O kaya merong kayong lugar. May lugar para sa kanila. Sa loob ng synagogue, mayroong inilaan na lugar para sa kanila. Malayo, hindi malapit sa mga taong walang sakit. It's very vivid for us, right? Parang it's so real for us, isn't it? Nakita natin yun. Nakita na nangyari right before our very eyes. If you're a leper during the time, you are required to wear a covering over his mouth. kailangan mo magbigay ng warning. Kailangan mo magbigay ng warning. You have to cry, unclean, unclean. Kailangan mong isigaw yon para malaman, makita ng ibang tao, marinig ng ibang tao, okay, na may leper pala doon. At madali silang manotice. Alam mo kung bakit? Kasi yung damit nila, may nakaprescribe din na damit para sa kanila. Unclean, unclean. You have to, kung ikaw ay malinis, okay, wala kang leprosy, then may taong leprosy, you have to keep yourself, listen to this, 6 meters distance. Sounds familiar, isn't it? Para hindi ka mahawa. At ito pa yung matindi. Halimbawa kayo may leprosy, tapos may malakas na hangin, at ang hangin ay papunta doon, halimbawa, kailangan ng 145 feet na distance between you and me para hindi ka kapag ka may hangin. So, depende sa direction ng hangin. Kapag ka malakas ang hangin, may mga time na malakas ang hangin doon sa kanila, I need to make it sure that you are 105 feet away from me. It's highly contagious. A leper is a social outcast. Okay? Now, I can imagine. Na-imagine ko lang yung hopelessness na nararamdaman niya. Imagine hindi mo makita ang mga kamag-anak mo. Imagine hindi mo makita yung mga anak mo. Okay? Imagine wala kang makausap. You know, you're rubbing elbows with your fellow lepers. That's the community that you are. Hindi ka makapasok sa isang walled city kasi hindi kayo allowed pumasok doon. Ang tingin sa kanila ay madumi. Unclean people. Na-imagine nyo ba? Try to put yourself in their situation. That's how they are. That's the situation that they are in. And then sinabi pa dito na, it's full of leprosy. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Parang matagal na itong sakit niya. Okay? Kasi nagsisimula yan sa maliit. Okay? Sisimula yan sa maliit, dumadami. So over time, dumadami, kumakalat yan sa katawan. When it says that it's full of leprosy, advanced yung stage niya ng leprosy. Alright? Nasa advanced stage na siya. And then here's what's fascinating to me. He came. Nung makita niya si Jesus, nung marinig niya na makita niya si Jesus na paparating, he came. Sa ibang translation, ang term na ito is approach. Approach. Now, did you know that he is not allowed to do it? Hindi niya pwedeng gawin yun. Kasi nasa batas, nasa rabbinical law, na kung ikaw ay leprosy, hindi ka pwedeng lumapit sa tao na walang leprosy. Are you getting my point? It's not allowed. Hindi pwedeng gawin yun. Hindi niya kayang gawin yun. He is not allowed to do it. It's a violation of the law, and that was inappropriate on his part. It's inappropriate in his part. Because it's strictly forbidden to come near to other people to interact. Except with their fellow lepers. Hindi sila pwedeng makipag-communicate na malapit sa mga... No. So when he approached Jesus, that is something. Kumbaga, parang ganito, I've got nothing to lose, okay? This is all I've got. This is the chance that I've got. Now, hindi ko alam kung paano niya narinig. Hindi ko alam kung paano niya nabalitaan na itong Jesus na ito ay nagpapagaling at kayang gumamot ng mga may sakit. Siguro, in one of his trips dun sa synagogue, together with other lepers, okay, dun sa kanilang community, siguro may nagkwento, okay, nasagap niya yung chismis, okay, yung haka-haka, okay, may marites na nung time na yon. May mga nagsasabi na, oy, may Jesus pala na nagpapagaling. So he approached Jesus. He approached Jesus. Something that is forbidden, something that is not allowed by the law, but he did it anyway. He did it anyway. Nawala yung kanyang takot niya. He was past his fear, his shame, and literally he had nothing to lose. Okay, wala na to. Eto na to. Okay, may pagkakataon na to. Ako, gagawin ko. Lalapit ako kay Jesus. Grabe. When I was reading this, when I was studying this, I was moved by the faith of that leper. In the way he approached Jesus, it was desperate, isn't it? Desperado na siya eh. Wala na akong ibang tatakbuhan. In other words, every strength that he can muster, every inch of hope and courage that he has, Jesus is coming, I'm going to approach him. Bawal ito. Alam kong hindi ito pwede gawin, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway. What can we observe? Ano yung pwede nating observe dito sa faith ng leper na ito? Well, you see, first and foremost, you need to understand that he's broken. He is broken physically, he is broken psychologically, he is broken socially. At dahil walang cure sa kanyang sakit, maybe he's just waiting for his time. Naantay na lang niya yung time na mag-expire siya. Nasi-sense niyo yun? Yung kawalan ng pag-asa. Okay? Tingnan mo yung katabi mo kung nawawalan ng pag-asa yan. Hindi nawawalan ng pag-asa. Kita ko kayo dito, punong-puno kayo ng pag-asa. Amen. Thank you, Lord. Salamat sa pag-asa na ibinibigay mo sa amin. He is an outcast. Naantay na lang niya siguro kung kailan siya mag-expire. But he knew that Jesus can make him whole. He is broken. Every inch of his body, emotionally, physically, socially. Pero alam niya na si Jesus can make him whole. Ang gusto ko lang pong mag-minister sa inyo ngayon. Maybe pinaniwalaan mo na itong myth na ito. That in order for you to come to Jesus, na para makalapit ka kay Jesus, you need to get your acts all together. Nagawa niyo na ba yan? Pinaniwalaan mo na ba yan? Na bago ka makalapit sa ating Diyos, na you need to clean your act before you can come to God. May ganun tayo, di ba? Ayaw ko kung narinig nyo na to, yung, nag-imbita ka. Tapos, bro, church tayo. Sabi niya, dude, masusunog ako dyan. May naimbitahan na ba kayong gano'n? O ikaw yun, yung sinasabi mo dati, masusunog ako dyan. Okay, hindi ako pwedeng pumunta dyan, masusunog ako dyan. They have that notion, they have that thinking in their head, na hindi pa ako okay. Bakit ako magsisimba? Hindi pa nga ako okay. Okay, makasalanan pa ako, di ba? Dami ko pang kasalanan, dami ko. Parang jahe naman kay Lord kung pupunta ako tas hindi ako malinis. Parang ganito yan, yung dadalaw ka sa dentist, magpapalinis ka ng ngipin. Pero ang ginawa mo, nag-toothbrush ka muna. Tama lang yun, di ba? I mean, in a point pa, kailangan mo mag-toothbrush. Okay, I think this is a better example. Yung may tubal ka, nilabhan mo, bago mo dinala sa laundry house. Does it make sense? No, right? Nilinis mo muna bago mo dinala sa laundry house. Hindi, kaya mo nga dadalhin sa laundry house para doon siya linisin. And sometimes that's what we do. Hindi mo na ako magsisimba ngayon. Bakit? may ginawa ako kahapon eh. Are you guys can relate? O ako lang yung ganun. Bihira naman. Guys, here's the thing. You don't need to clean. Feeling mo, hindi ko mo kaya mag-worship because of what you're feeling. Just come to, just give it to Him anyway. Give it to Him. Give it to Him. Because Jesus